Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wild Moments powered by Explore.org. It's me, Trishala, and I've got Ali with me. She looked very confused when we started off. We can't
Sometimes it
hear.
happens.
For a moment there, Ali, I thought we couldn't hear you again.
Oh, no,
Ali's
not the drama. Don't worry. I'm shocked.
Anyway, we both are very, very happy to be spending this time with you. We love this Thursday slot where we just get to enjoy the sightings over the last week and just enjoy nature together with all of you. So remember, we're live and interactive, so send through your questions and your comments. You know how we love them, and I can see Aiden typing away at least some of your hellos, and I'll get to them in a bit. But what we're going to be talking about this week is basically some failed hunts. So at this time of the year, when there's so much abundance, we've spoken about this in the bush, there's just a lot of everything. Uh, we see lots and lots of successful hunts, but there's also a lot of failed hunts because there's lots of attempts. And I was trying to think about what the most epic failed hunt I've ever seen was. And it actually it's hard, right, Ali? Because you've seen so many failed hunts.
You see
But I
more
think,
failed attempts than actual successful hunts, and I think that's the part we tend to forget. I mean, there's a reason why they're not successful every time. It's not, the animals that are being hunted are also very clever, and we tend to think that the predators are these big, cool things, but also the ones that have to run away from them are pretty clever.
yeah, exactly.
So,
And then they've they've evolved alongside each other, constantly having this evolutionary arms race, which is what it's called. So one gets a little bit faster, the other one gets a little bit faster. So they're always in competition with each other, but in a different way.
indeed.
Anyway, Aussie Jan 2 is the first one. Aussie Jan 2 says, "Good afternoon, you've got your coffee cooling. Can't wait for you to be sipping on it." Pamela Jean Painter, you say, "Hello, everybody." Gert in the Netherlands says, "A good Thursday for everybody." From Utrecht, Netherlands. I'm sorry, I'm very bad at Afrikaans and therefore also Dutch. Uh, my German is a little bit better. Anyway, let's get into. Actually, no. Before we get into the first clip, I'll tell you what the most epic failed hunt I saw was. It was lions hunting a buffalo, and they actually got. It was so intense, and you try very hard to have your car positioned in a way that you can watch everything and hopefully nothing comes hurtling towards you. And this buffalo just almost ended up on my bonnet. That's how it felt. But it was just so chaotic.
Trishana, you getting stuff running into your cars. You don't go on safari with Trish. I wouldn't recommend. She gets hit by stuff.
I don't hit things; things hit me. But so the lion, which was Darkmane, I think, from the Evoca coalition, he got on the back of it and was getting swung by the buffalo and everything, and then the buffalo got away. Like amidst all this confusion, and there was dust getting kicked up and all of this, and then suddenly the buffalo wasn't there anymore. So I think that was probably the most chaotic one that I've ever seen. Let us now go to our first one, which is not about lions. It is instead looking at one of the most successful predators in Africa, if not the most successful mammal predator in Africa. It's a wild dog. Oh, look at them. I always think that it must feel so intimidating to animals to come across a pack of wild dogs.
Look how clever they are. Two babies, two adults.
Yeah. You can see that each adult is guarding their specific youngster, their specific calf, and the calves are running with them, but making sure to always be in tow of the adult.
Ooh. I think there's a lot of confusion, which is normally the case in a lot of the hunts. I mean, everyone's just looking, how do we do this? But who's running, who's not running? But it seems like they're being clever, and you see they're all bum to bum, or at least the clever ones,
Yes.
just making sure they keep an eye out everywhere. And there's a specific word for this type of organization, but I have completely forgotten the name. But please know that there is a word, and it's actually derived from a German word. But why can't I think of it? Mm,
Is it like a for back to back kind of thing, but with more than two
yeah,
people?
yeah. It's generally used to when you refer to rhino, because rhino do it a lot of the time when they're feeling a little bit uncertain, whereas they're being hunted or not, they tend to go bum to bum just to keep an eye out
Mm.
on everything else around them. But it seems, I mean, this wasn't really. I think the wild dogs were more caught by surprise or anything. They were like, oh, there's a wildebeest cat there, yummy. And then it's just like, oh, don't know, kind of they caught
Yeah.
them by surprise. And sometimes I think prey species do such random things that the predators are like, what are you doing? This is not the way it's supposed to go. You're supposed to run. And then when you stand
Yeah.
your ground, that's when things, animals get a bit confused or predators get a bit confused and they don't know how to react.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see that with newborn calves or lambs that don't run away immediately. And then predators get a little confused and they kind of stare at each other for a little bit. I mean, eventually, the predator does take the lamb, but there is that confusion. And but as soon as an animal starts running, the predator knows what to do. It's when they
Yeah.
don't run that they just get a little bit confused.
Yeah.
But I felt
I
I
think,
felt nervous for those wildebeest, especially when the wild dogs came all around.
yeah, you're just like, I mean, I think that if they really wanted to, if they were really that hungry, they could have tried because they would have easily
Yeah,
outnumbered all the wildebeest. So, I mean, why not? They could have tried, but I think they were just taken by surprise by how aggressive the wildebeest were. Because I mean, especially all mothers in the wild, I wouldn't mess with even one. They even tiny little things like dikers but in generally or steenbok when they've got their little ones and even the males of little creatures, when you have higher stakes,
yeah,
don't mess with them. Don't mess with
yeah.
any of
When you
them.
protect investments, yeah, that's a whole different story.
Yeah. But
And then if
now that you have the clip of the wild dog, sorry Trish, you were mentioning one of the most epic failed hunting attempts. I think the best
yeah,
one that I ever had, and it's very relevant for this time of the year, is obviously we've got a lot of impala lambs that are everywhere. A lot of them might not have seen wild dogs in the wild yet, because wild dogs don't just stay in one area. They have these massive areas that they just basically run around in. They don't, technically speaking, they don't really have territories. They just have home ranges. And one of the best sightings I ever had was this tiny little impala lamb. I was sitting with a pack of dogs, and they were sleeping. They've been hunting. They were not interested in doing anything else. And I got to the sighting a little bit too late, and I was like, oh, we're not really going to get that much action, but still very cool to see them. And out of nowhere, this little impala lamb, boop, head up, started looking at the wild dogs, and then came running towards the wild dogs. I don't know if it was curious. I don't know what happened. I don't know what got in the brain of this little creature. But as it got a tad too close to the wild dogs, then it was just like full on brakes, four legs, like, oh no, maybe I shouldn't be here. Stopped dead in its tracks, turned around and ran in the direction that it came from. And then all of a sudden, the dogs were like, righty. But they had been running the whole day, so they didn't catch up with it. But it was intense. It was quite stressful. I was like, please no,
yeah,
not in front of my guests.
oh, yeah, and again that confusion. Yeah, the lamb is confused as well, but it rattles the whole situation.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Um, what I was going to say is, in case you were wondering, wild dog success rate is can be up to about 85%, which is massive uh, amongst the predators. And then I will ask you this question now, so by the end of the show you will have time to think about it. But I would like to know from you all which animal has the highest success rate. Predator has the highest success rate. Why are you smiling, Ali?
No reason.
Because it's the type of animal I would choose.
mean, no, I wouldn't be laughing at you for that. Not that, I'm enjoying how much I've gotten to know you over the last few months.
All right, dear MC says hello from Seattle. You're looking forward to the show. I'm so glad. Oh yes, we've got Sarah in Kazakhstan who says hi, Trish and Ali. You're enjoying a glass of wine and the animals. Oh, Sarah,
Good plan.
I thought about it, and then I was like, nah, let me wait till it gets a little bit cooler after the show. Then I can
Five
enjoy
o'clock,
the same.
Impala, 5 o'clock.
Five. Okay, 5 o'clock. Why not 4:30?
Okay, 4:30. Fine.
Tammy, you say hello, Trish and Ali and everybody. Hello. Amber Co says hello, everyone. Thank you, Trish, Ala, and Ali. Our pleasure. Then we've got good old Bob from Kalamazoo says good day, ladies. Good day, Bob. Sasky Brenda, you say good morning from a sunny Florida. Uh, Bob from Kalamazoo, you said that this went on for over an hour and you watched it live for almost an hour.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's fascinating that it went on for that long.
But again, I think it comes down to that one is waiting for the other one to make some kind of move, and if they don't, or they make the move that's unpredictable, then it just goes on like, for an hour.
And I think it's a good reminder that because when you think of a hunter, at least I used to, you just think of this very fast-paced event. The animal will get close, it'll stalk, and it'll go very quickly, and then boom, it pounces, game over, done in 5 seconds. But it actually takes them hours. I mean, in this case, it's a bit different because it seems like the wild dogs were surprised by the wildebeest. But even wild dogs themselves, when they go hunting, they can run for a very long time before they actually find something that is worth hunting or something that they can try to hunt. And it's the same with the cats. They might see something, they might get spotted, they might have to try again, they might not get spotted, and they will be very far away and will have to inch very, very slowly. So I don't know if I would have the patience to be a predator. I'd probably starve.
Yeah, unless you are the predator with the highest success rate that I will mention at the end of the show.
Okay, Trish.
You will not stop. It is not a joke, okay? I'm just putting it out there. I feel like Ali thinks it's going to be a joke.
No.
5 girls, you say good morning. Hashtag girls rule. Why, thank you. We all rule. And then Sicko says, hi, Ali and Shala. Have a nice show. Thank you. We hope that you will enjoy it too. Anyway, we started off with me telling you a little bit about the failed hunt that I watched. And it involved some lions, and lions often do have failed hunts. Lions have a success rate of about 20 to 30%.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Very,
more in the
very.
20.
I mean, yeah.
And so when we say success rate, what that means is the animal's attempt to hunt. So if it actively stalks and then misses, so that's or gets it, so that's the success rate. It's not the opportunity, but they must actively want to hunt that animal. So lions are pretty low on the scale, and so you see it often. And the next two clips, in fact, the Lioness is on Tembe and some opportunities that they missed. But the first one is with an Impala. So this lioness was trying to stalk an Impala, and it didn't go as planned. I mean, okay, for us it's quite obvious that she's there because she's standing in the open bit of the bush.
But yeah,
But
this is darkness, and
yeah,
seeing an infrared is not fair because
yes,
unless the wind goes a certain direction, the impala or she makes a movement that they'll hear her, they won't be able to see her. They won't know she's there.
yeah. The only thing, like you said, is going to be the wind, so the smell of her. And cats move so quietly through the bush. If you hear rustling, it's most likely not a cat. But I think her problem here is that there's no cover between where she is and the impalas.
Yeah, I think so. I think maybe the one on the left, so if we're looking at the screen, that would be maybe a great target because I mean, they are quick lions as well. Obviously, not as fast as a cheetah, but they still need to get fairly close because they can only run very fast, you know, a couple hundred meters if anything. So they won't. They need to get very, very close to actually have that. First of all, the surprise advantage, and then be able to um, shorten the distance between them and what they're trying to hunt very quickly. Because impalas are quick too. They're not gonna let themselves get eaten that easily.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and there, did you see that? All the heads turned.
They know.
Yeah. And it could be something so small. It could be the alarm call of another animal. It could be
Whoop, there we go. There she goes. I think she was trying to go for the ones as you were mentioning, the one that was closer to the cover that she was gonna use, but then something happened there and she blew her cover. Sorry, lion. She's also
well,
colored.
she also had to make quite a significant cover a significant distance in the bush there, so she could have made a noise or something like that. And Impala's ears are obviously a lot better equipped to pick up on those sounds than our ears. Whoa, the zooming in and out there made me feel like I was in this
Spaceship.
alternate universe. Spaceship, exactly, Ali. We've been talking
Mm-hmm.
about it.
Yeah. But I think it's also, as we were saying, with the hunting attempts, it's another evolutionary adaptation, as you were mentioning. It's the fact living in groups. The lioness,
Hmm.
it's easier for her because she doesn't have to hunt bigger things, and impala will last her a while. But of course, the impala have learned that many things, pretty much everything, is going to come and eat an impala. So the more eyes and ears out and noses out there, the better chance they have to survive.
Yeah, absolutely. And you
Impalas
saw
are
that it. Yeah, they are very. And you saw that as soon as one reacted, everybody else was up. I
Mhm.
mean, it was so quick, and even when they split, it was so quick. And the lion is relying on that ambush and the surprise. But the impala already had an idea that something was wrong. And impala will dash about and alarm even if they just think something is wrong. They don't even have to see a lion. So they're very quick when it comes to those kind of things.
I mean, I don't know if you've had it, and this is now we're delving a little bit more into perhaps the non-strictly sciencey side of things, but sometimes when you're in the bush, you just get that gut feeling that you're being watched, and you might not know
Yes.
where it's coming from. You might not be able to see anything, but you know something's there watching you, and then you just start like walking very carefully, like because I've had it before where I've been going tracking leopards and I can hear the leopard growling at me, meaning I'm too close, but I cannot see it. Literally, especially this has happened in the summer. No clue. It's there somewhere. You just don't know where.
But it is like I've had that before too. Even the day that so once an impala had ran into my car, stationary
Mm-hmm.
car. And that day, it was the same thing. I just felt like something was not right. This Janet was behaving weirdly, so that's what I was stopping and looking at. And something about just felt like something was going on. And I don't know how to quantify that, what type of perception I was using or whatever. But you can tell that when something is either looking at
Not.
you or you're the focus of something. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was very odd.
Yeah.
Um, Fahad Baloch, you say nice, thanks, amazing. That was a really amazing clip. Uh, Bob from Kalamazoo, you say that you think that I already told you the answer to my question. My so what I had said earlier was that the highest mammal success rate for the highest hunting success rate for a mammal predator is up to 85% with the African wild dog. My question, however, was what is the highest success rate of any predator? Dun dun dun.
We'll have to watch until the end of the clip.
And then Bree MacArthur says, "Good morning, all. Good morning, Bree. Thank you for joining us. Let us now move on to our next lioness clip. This time, she's trying to go for Nyala. Let's see how it goes. Oh, look at this light.
I know. I was also admiring it.
Oh gosh,
It was
I
a
didn't even
brave
see
lioness.
that.
Yeah,
Whoa,
she was quick.
that was very ambitious.
But also very clever because the Nyala would have had their heads down towards the water, so she knows she's got a good chance. Like if she surprises them, because they've got to react and then turn around and then just get away from
Yeah,
her. Clever.
exactly. And again,
Was it a
it can
lioness
add fusion.
or
A
is it a
second
young
line.
male? I don't know if it's turn around lion. I might be imagining a mane there, so sorry if I am. Like when the
Um,
males get like a little mohawk in the middle.
Aiden, can we please see the beginning of that clip again? Because I think it'll be interesting to watch how she goes about it. Because I was busy looking at the light in the Nyala, and I didn't spot the lioness. So if you look at the tree on the right, the lioness is flat. There. There she goes.
But there's two lions, Trish. Did you notice?
Ah, I didn't even see the second one there.
Yeah, so there's the brave one that runs, and then there's another one just at the edge. Clever cats.
So this must be F70 and Estati, which are the two females uh, at Tembe.
Okay,
So,
definitely.
but I would think that perhaps the lioness that was lying down kind of thought this was a ambitious hunt. Otherwise, she probably would have helped.
I mean, I think she was caught by surprise, but she's also lying low. Like, I don't know if you noticed, it's at the very beginning of so there's a tree, and then there's one lion on the one side, and then the other one on the other one. And the one that runs, obviously very brave, but the other one's also keeping low. So I've seen lions do interesting things around water holes and leopards. It's almost like, that one split of a second when animals put their head down to drink. It's just no man's land.
And it's not, so obviously they're not seeing properly because their heads are down, but also their noses are close to the water. So it's basically the three senses that could catch out the predator, two of them are gone. So it's actually a great
Yeah.
time to take a risk.
Well, they've got to rely on hearing. So if a lioness is, downwind from them, they won't be able to hear it, and peripheral vision. So,
Yeah, exactly.
but but again, a bunch of them all together. So one reacted, then the rest of them they just react. There's no time to ask questions. Run first, ask questions later.
That was the exact same piece of advice I was given in junior high school when playing
Dodgeball.
what is it even called? Chase. You know when you run after kids and you tag them? But it's not exactly tag. It's like, I don't know, chasing game. And then my one
Okay.
teammate says, "If I say run, you should just run. Don't turn around and look." And that's exactly right.
No question. I would imagine you just questioning and be like, "But why must I run?" Oh, Trisha,
Yeah,
no.
but who? Who is coming? Exactly. Um, so Saskia Brenda says it's young Estati that did the attempt, and that F70, the one that was still lying down, she was watching. And then Jane Gorski, you say good morning. Good morning to you, Jane. All right, let's move on to this very interesting clip that I haven't seen, the title of which is Crocodile and Frog. Uh, so I'd like to see how this failed attempt went.
Oh my God,
Oh,
look
there's
at
our
that
great
crocodile.
big
Doesn't it look like a rock star?
It Did you intend on making that so punny, Abby?
Yeah,
Certainly does look at stuff, especially with the bling of the IR light.
but exactly that.
Look
You
at him
see,
so.
crocodiles must be the ultimate predator, actually. I mean, look how it's
Oh
moving.
yeah.
We see them and you're like, oh, they're not awake. And then all of a sudden that tail goes and boom. Did it catch it already?
Oh
Oh,
no, it
oh.
hopped away.
Well done, little frog. Yeah, you take your tail back into the water. Eating little frogs. Shame on you. Does it have something in its mouth,
It
though?
must have something in its
It's
mouth.
not a stick.
It's certainly not a frog leg. But I must say that's
Maybe.
quite an interesting. I mean, that's a quite a distance to cover to get to this tiny little
For a
frog.
frog. Maybe it was irritated by its singing. Some of them get a little too much. So I will side with the crocodile on this one.
I feel, and also the attitude to just kind of hop away from inside the mouth of a crocodile tells me that it was an irritating singer.
An
That
irritating
that
singer.
was very interesting. I've never seen anything like that.
No, definitely not. Just also like, well, I'm out of here. Maybe
Yeah,
it's, managed to get through the teeth or something. I don't know. That
yeah.
was that was
I
quite
mean,
interesting.
also having slimy skin is definitely going to help you pull yourself out of little crevices like a crocodile's mouth. Anyway, that was very interesting. I wish I could comment more on it, but I've never seen something like that.
No,
Never.
I wish we had seen what actually happened. Like, did it open its mouth and did the frog jump in and then it moved and then the frog jumped out? Did it actually? Because it didn't seem that it had actually caught it with the teeth. Because I mean, the
Yeah.
teeth would pierce the frog's body. So maybe it just kind of got a leg. I don't know. It jumped
But
away, so it should be fine.
also, like as it's moving, sometimes they have their mouths open. So maybe as it was going for the
Mhm.
frog, maybe the frog jumped in, but we won't know because we didn't get to see. So very interesting.
Interesting.
And then we have okay. Oh, Mary Momo, you're late again. You just have 3 minutes with us, Mary Momo. You say, but you're glad to be here and see you all. Happy day to everyone. Carol Parker says, good morning, girls. I'm late. Carol Parker and Mary Momo, you're always late. I'm not sure what I should do about it. I'm just grateful that you always join us. But you say that better late than never, of course, and a hello from Ohio. And you also say, Carol Parker, that you love watching crocs from a distance. We all do.
Mm-hmm.
From
Yeah, not close by.
and then Bree MacArthur says he is a big boy. That was a really big croc. Obviously, hard to tell when there isn't any thing to measure against, but it certainly looked big. Also, I wouldn't be able to tell if it's male or female because there's very little sexual dimorphism. And then also, we can't tell with the size. Males are bigger than females, but there's nothing to give us any relational info there. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
our last clip before I reveal the big answer. The most successful
Dun, dun,
predator in the world.
dun.
Dun, dun, dun. The last clip. Let's have a look at our good friend Monty Python and his failed attempt at catching a kingfisher. Whoa! Well, we're not sure if this is Monty, but it's the same branch and the same behavior from the python.
Maybe this is another poor reptile that's irritated by a singer. Because woodland kingfishers are known, for not stopping. So I might have to say I love woodland kingfishers, but I might to, at least give it to the python.
Well, if it starts, if the woodland kingfisher starts singing, then we'll know for sure that it's the singing that caused the snap.
Yeah, I think the woodland kingfisher, though, it knows that something's, that stick
Yeah,
doesn't look right. Something there is
and
not adding on.
yeah, and you can tell that because of the way it's moving its head. So when birds do that, just like when dogs move their heads from side to side, they're trying to figure out what what is in front of them. Particularly, they're trying to measure distance when they move their head like that. So when you move it back and forth, it's going to change the distance, right? And so that by doing that, they're trying to figure out and get a clearer picture of what's in front of them because something doesn't seem right. But it doesn't seem not right enough to do anything about it yet.
Or to fly away, which is the obvious choice. Jinxed it.
thing with birds is that they can fly. That was a
Aren't they
great
lucky?
quote in the bush when I was in the bush last, because I was trying really hard to have a look at this bird, and I just said, think about birds though. They can fly. It's true.
This is true. Ask any birder; they'll agree with you.
Yes. Anyway, we are out of time, but I'm going to do a last few comments, and then I'll reveal the big answer of what is the most successful predator on the planet.
We've been
And then we'll
waiting,
see.
Trish.
And really, I've really built it up, haven't I? 5 girls, you
Yep.
say, you hate to break it to you, but you think that the croc may have gotten the little frog's comrade. Oh no! I
We
suspected
didn't
that
see
might be
that.
so, but I don't know, 5 girls, if you're talking about the stick that was in its mouth, because that certainly wasn't a frog's leg. It wasn't webbed.
Fair enough.
It was just. Um,
I thought it was
but
the leg of a bird.
I also thought it looked like a wader's leg.
Yeah, like I think there was a stilt when the crocodile was moving that came onto the frame. I think it was a stilt or a plover. I can't remember now.
But I'm 100% the one that was in its mouth hopped out,
Hmm.
unless there was a second buddy. But anyway, you've broke it to us
Hmm.
now. Now we're going to be very sad.
Yeah.
Carol Parker, you say, "Oh, shame, the time change has messed you up." Well, it's okay. We forgive you, and we're just always glad that you can join us. Anyway, big drum roll, please, Ellie.
Was that good enough?
The most successful animal on the planet. Oh, gosh, I can't announce things. I get too excited and I say it wrong. The most successful hunter on the planet is the dragonfly, with a 95% success rate.
Well done, Trish. Ah.
Boom.
Woo!
I think you meant to say, well done to the dragonfly. But yes, I think that's pretty epic, and that's because they have some really cool eyes that allow them to judge distance very, very accurately, and also some special neurological equipment that help them to do that too. So if they're on the hunt and they fix on something and they want to catch it, 95% of the time they will. Well, thank goodness, prehistoric dragonflies like Meganeura that had a wingspan of 1.8 meters. Luckily, things like that don't exist
Thankfully.
anymore.
At a 95%
Anyway,
success rate, thankfully.
thank you all for joining Ali and I. We love to host you. We love sharing this time with you. And thank you for joining us for Wild Moments, powered by Explorer. Oh, and of course, for your questions and your comments. So have a good time wherever you are in the day, or wherever you are in the world, whatever time of day it is. And we'll see you again next time. Bye for now.